Huh. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2022. And gentlemen are still getting shaded and shamed for choosing to date abroad. Let's go ahead and lock in on this one. So, I think it was 2018, I put out a video, the shade and shame that us men get for dating abroad. I am completely overwhelmed with the success of that particular video. I did not see it coming, but that particular video spawned a live stream that I was able to collaborate with my big bro O'Shea on. I ended up doing a live stream on it probably about a month or so ago on my own channel when we were talking about, Dave Chappelle's situation. And a lot of people shared the video. And like I said, I'm completely overwhelmed at the reception of that particular video. It did better than I could have ever imagined, right? But it is 2022, ladies and gentlemen, and we are still getting shaded and shamed for choosing to date abroad. Now, if you were able to catch the live show, this live show was no longer available, but I did a live show about the young lady who chose to give her man's a lap dance at the wedding, right? There was an article that was shared to me by one of my fellow brethren, and I just wanted to do a live show on it. And, basically I was like, bruh, this is something that I would want my young lady to keep in the bedroom, blah, blah, blah. I was just going through it. Somebody shows up in that chat, right? Somebody shows up in the chat and was like, black men complain more than any other race in the world, blah, blah, blah. And anybody who was there can co-sign on this one. Again, I still have the live show. I probably won't put it out or re-release it or anything unless you guys highly over-request it. I'll do it. But in that particular live stream, there was somebody who showed up and they were like, black men complain more than anybody about women and all of this, blah, 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 blah. And, this is my channel and shit, so I felt it, an obligation to defend myself. And then I paused. I stopped myself right in my tracks. I said, you know what? I don't care if you believe she's right or she believes she's right or wrong or whatever. The one thing that I can say is she's absolutely correct. Why would I complain when I no longer have to deal with this shit? She's absolutely correct. All I was doing was sharing an opinion. But I was thinking to myself, why the fuck do I complain, or why do I have any opinion on this? In my mind, I'm thinking, when I don't even date, I don't really date in the United States. I don't date in the West at all, so why does this even bother me? It doesn't. It's just the simple fact of reiterating the fact why a lot of guys are choosing to date abroad. Femininity is always going to be at the top of the list, ladies and gentlemen. Femininity is always going to be at the top of the list. Gentlemen, we like our women to be feminine. I don't want to feel as if I have to battle for a position to be, the one that is not necessarily in charge of the relationship, but the one that is the leader in the relationship. I don't feel like I should have to battle a female, for that matter, to, be the one to make decisions and lead like a man should lead. But I feel like there's so much combativeness with most women in the West that they feel as though if I let this man lead, oh shit, here we go, man. We're going back to the times when all women did was stay at home and cook and clean and do all this shit. Filipinas don't have a problem doing that. They don't. Not saying that you got to, because like I said, I would love my young lady to be able to work and still be able to, do all the other shit. Cook and clean and do the rest of the shit. I'll play my part, no problem. But I feel as though Filipinas are likely the biggest threat to women in the West. I think Kevin Samuels, I believe, said that. Damn, who did he say? Was it Latina women? I can't remember. I think it was Latina women. Women in Brazil or something to that effect. He said those were the biggest threat to black women in reference to, taking their men. And I like that video, and I like that concept, and I like the content, and I like the idea of. But for me, I'm really under the assumption that it's Asian women in general. More so your Filipinas, your Japanese women, whatever, women from Thailand. As a matter of fact, Zoom to Thailand. Shout out the channel. Made a video that fucking, I don't want to say broke the internet, but definitely had a lot of people reacting. because he was talking about the young lady he was with, how she cooks and cleans and gives him his space. I know that video was making some people feel away. And it kind of reasserts the, you know, not necessarily the standard, but it reasserts the thought process of, in my mind, that Filipinas and Asian women in general are definitely the biggest threat to women in the West, period. Not just black, white, indifferent, whatever. They are the biggest threat. And you want to know why? Because they're willing to do the things that most other women are not. Okay? And yes, we're going to get shaded and we're going to get shamed, and people are going to try to shit on us and tell us all the reasons why we shouldn't date abroad, or tell us that, oh man, you were only going over there because you can't get girls in the West or girls in your own home country. You guys are lames. You guys are this. You guys are that. They're going to keep saying that shit. Probably because they can't travel even if they wanted to, number one. And number two, they see how happy we are with the women that we have abroad. And then they look to the left to the lady that they're stuck with, and they're realizing just how miserable their fucking life is. I tell people all the time, man, if you think that I'm worried about what the fuck you think about me having a passport and choosing to travel, if you think that I'm worried about you, I'm not, guys. When I'm overseas, bro, and I'm knee deep in some punaan or neck deep in some ass, why in the fuck would I be thinking about you? Why in the world would I even be thinking about you, bro? So if you believe that all the women in the West that you have conquered or gotten with, or, you know, because you feel like you know, got a nice little stable for yourself or whatever, if you feel confident and cocky enough to be able to talk about the women we get abroad, just keep that same energy, bro. Just keep that same energy when we start comparing what our women abroad do for us in comparison to what your women in the United States does for you. And you know what's crazy though? And I just thought about this one, bro. This shit blows my mind. If you think about it out loud, think about it like this. Do you see the type of shit that you have to do with women in the West just to get them to act right? Do you see the types of hoops and shit that guys got to go through? Oh, I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to do this. I got to say this. I got to let her know this. I got to let her know that. This, that, the other. All that shit. Do you see the shit that these people go through, or what they feel like you have to go through in order to get women in line in the West? Do you think that men abroad, especially in places like the Philippines, even do half the shit that these guys have to do to keep their women, quote unquote, in check? Absolutely not. We don't even have to go through half of the bullshit that a lot of these guys gotta go through just to keep their women, quote unquote, in line. So if you ever want to feel like you have to shit on me or shame us, the guys who choose to travel abroad and deal with women abroad and all that stuff, if you feel that energy boiling up inside of you, keep it to yourself. Actually, honestly, if you have an opinion about it, you can say it. It doesn't matter to me. And it's a shame that the people who hate the most, and I know I said this in the first video, the people who hate the most on guys who travel abroad are men. A lot of y'all think that energy is coming from women. Most of it's coming from dudes. Most of it's coming from guys. And that's sad. Like, you're really that mad that we date women overseas. Like, that really hurts you to your core. It bothers you so much that you have to talk about guys who actually travel overseas. Like, what is really going on in your life, man? If you need somebody to talk to, please call somebody. Because I promise you, my dude, it is not that serious. And also in the first video, I shared you know, a little situation, an example about a homegirl that I have, and she's still my homegirl to this day. Beautiful mother of two, you know, she's married and everything. She take care of a man, and I think she still gets that exact same hate from women here. Like, why are you doing all this? Why are you cooking and cleaning and taking care of the household? Why are you asking? That's the question I'm asking. Why do you care what this person is doing with their life, bruh? I love life, man, and that's the way I'm gonna keep it, man. I love what I do. I love the audience I service, and anybody who has an issue with it, say what you gotta say, man. Get it off your chest, man. If it makes you feel better to get it off your chest, please say it, you know, and I'll be the one to take the brunt of it all. Like, I'll take all of it, because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna smile at you, and I'm gonna say, blessings to you, my brother. Blessings to you. And I hope that you figure out whatever it is you got going on. I don't know if you got baby mama issues, child support issues, whatever it is, or you got a criminal record. I don't know what it is, why you can't travel. I don't know. But whatever it is that has you hating, shading, and shaming us who choose to travel abroad, what you want me to do, bro? Not travel? Nick, please. Come on now. Come on, bro. Anyways, that's my video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff to make yourself well-versed in the Good Doc's content. Description area below, all my good shit, man. And with that being said, the Good Doc is officially out. I at least not go follow, which means I am going out. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye-bye. Peace.